If we define success only by external results, we will always feel unstable. Instead, we can focus on how we are working. The business world is full of egos. Everyone wants to look successful. But if your self-worth depends on how your business is doing, then you will always be at the mercy of external conditions. Hello guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be about my arms workout and the topic of how to worry less as an entrepreneur or a person with any responsibility at work, really. I'll see you inside.
And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
So today I'm gonna start with cardio at the elliptical machine, and I am hoping that today's cardio session can activate this region of the trap. These bruises are because I did cupping therapy, because the other day, I think it was last week, leg day, I sustained a muscle strain here when doing the ab wheel rollouts. That has given me trouble. So after the last cupping therapy, the pain in that precise spot is gone, but now it's spread all over the trap. But maybe it's also because I slept on it wrong. I don't know exactly, but it's not like a severe pain. It's like a subtle and spread sensation of slight discomfort and tension. So I'm hoping that by engaging it with a soft activity, it can activate and then be used for the workout. Okay, let's go. So today I'm gonna do 30 minutes at the elliptical machine, and today I want to use this time to talk about the topic of how to worry less as an entrepreneur. So being an entrepreneur means dealing with uncertainty every single day. Cash flow, clients, competition, there's always something that could go wrong. And when we are caught in that mindset, it feels like the only way to succeed is to keep worrying, to stay alert, to never let our guard down. But what if worrying isn't actually helping us? What if it's making everything worse? By the way, I'm not an accomplished entrepreneur by any means. I'm still working on that, and I can only speak from my limited personal experience. But from what I've seen in myself and others, I suspect that this shift in mindset, so learning to work with clarity instead of anxiety, is a key not just for success, but to a kind of success that is actually sustainable and fulfilling. When we worry, we think we are being responsible. We convince ourselves that stress equals preparation. But in reality, worrying doesn't solve problems. It just drains our energy, clouds our thinking, and makes us react impulsively. Think about it. Have you ever made a great decision when you were in a state of panic? Probably not. Because when the mind is trapped in anxiety, it doesn't see clearly. It doesn't create. It doesn't lead. I personally believe that there is one single truth about life. Everything changes. No matter how much we hold on to something, success, money, reputation, it will shift, evolve, and eventually disappear. Fighting this reality, it's what creates stress, anxiety, and burnout. But accepting it, that's where real freedom starts. Because when we stop resisting uncertainty, we stop wasting energy on things we can't control. And that gives us the clarity to focus on what we can control. But does this mean that we need to give up on our endeavors? Absolutely not. And that applies to business too. The truth is that your company will go through ups and downs. You will gain clients, you will lose clients. Money will flow in, and sometimes it won't. That's not a failure. That's just reality. And if we stop resisting this natural cycle, we stop creating unnecessary suffering for ourselves. So what can we do? How can we, as entrepreneurs, actually stop worrying? The first point is recognizing what's in our control and what isn't. We can control our effort, our strategy, our decisions. We cannot control external factors or other people's choices. We can still adapt to them, but worrying about what's out of our hands, it's just self-inflicted stress. The second point is detaching from the outcome and focusing on the process. If we define success only by external results, we will always feel unstable. Instead, we can focus on how we are working. Are we making clear decisions based on logic and thorough analysis? Are we staying aligned with our values? Are we improving? If yes, then in a way, we are already succeeding. The third aspect is letting go of the need for constant validation. The business world is full of egos. Everyone wants to look successful. But if your self-worth depends on how your business is doing, then you will always be at the mercy of external conditions. Confidence comes from knowing that you are steady, even when circumstances are not. So the question is, what can we do right now to start lowering the amount of unnecessary stress at work? The first thing is to start noticing when our mind is rushing through work-related thoughts. Recognize how often we are following a mind that is anxious, reactive, and rejecting reality. The reality that things are impermanent and we are not in control of everything. When we catch ourselves in that state, we pause. We can take a breathing exercise that brings us clarity. Then we can try to resume what we were doing from a different, more aware and lucid state. And if in the beginning we don't feel like pausing, that's fine. But at the very least, we need to start recognizing what is motivating us in the moment. At first, it will be impossible to do this all the time. So we can start taking the habit of doing it at the beginning of our day, and at the end of it, reflect. How did I go through my day? How did my approach make me feel? Because the worst thing to promote change within ourselves, it's forcing ourselves into a practice we don't even understand why we're doing. The best way, becoming aware of how we feel for the majority of our day and how we feel every single time we are making decisions. From there, we will naturally start developing habits that stick with us. Not because someone else told us to do them, or because we told ourselves we need to do them, but because we will see their importance. Because we soaked ourselves in being aware of how our baseline feels. And the beautiful thing is, when we manage to calm our mind and adopting a perspective broader than one that is rejecting uncertainty, we gain clarity. We see more options. And our decision making improves, sometimes by a lot. So the final takeaway is that worrying doesn't make us a better entrepreneur. It just makes us a more exhausted one. And if we want to succeed long term, we don't need more stress. We need more clarity. And clarity comes when we stop fighting the natural flow of things, when we stop resisting uncertainty, and when we start leading our businesses with a calm and steady mind. Okay, 30 minutes have elapsed. Now I'll go get changed for the arms workout. I still have that sensation on my right trap but I feel confident that I can go through this workout without major problems. But let's see. Let's begin. My idea with this now is I've already done a couple of sets for the camera frame, and it seems like it's not giving me problems. The idea with this today is like not to go very heavy and to bring the weight down, the bar down, and try even to involve even more than necessary the trap, just to like have blood flow into it and engage in it. Because like when you have this kind of problem that are not severe pain but just a sensation that is lingering, if you manage to do movement that is not painful, that often is medicine. So this at least in my experience. Yeah, no pain. No pain whatsoever. Very slow and controlled. Oh. Some sensation to the back of my right delt. I am feeling it's not pain, but at this point, like going from here to here. No, no, no. Oh. So very slightly going up with the weight, still very lightweight. So I'm doing this slightly different than usual because in the final part, as I was saying at the beginning, I'm trying to engage the trap more than I should, but just to work on that. Like from here, bringing it down, engaging the trap. I don't suggest this as a technique in general Also because I'm doing this with a very light weight, and the only purpose for this is for like kinda rehabilitation for my strain trap. That is not hurting at all when I'm doing this, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. So as you might know from my previous workouts, in my arms day, I like to do also a little bit of back with pull downs, that's pretty obvious, and also some shoulders. And the idea I have for this today is kind of similar to the pull downs, in the sense that I want to try to engage the trap more than I would with this one. So I'm using very lightweight. This is 7 kilograms. I would use this for the regular lateral raises, but now I'm gonna do it with bent arms so that it's gonna be much easier. And the idea is to like employ a range of motion that is greater than usual. So let's see, like this made sense in my mind. Like I want to see if it makes sense in real life or if it's just a stupid idea. So I'm experimenting live now. Yeah, I don't feel as much engagement. I feel the trap engaging, yes, but when I'm going up more than I would normally do, I am feeling some sensation to my right delt. Not the back of it this time, but it's not pain. But it's not even. So back at the lat with a very marginal increase in weight from 50 to 55 kilograms, going nuts. Again, the goal for me is not to strain the back muscles too much with this. Now for this one I'm going down from the 7 kilograms to the 6. Let me know in the comments if you know about if having a range of motion with the elbow that goes above the shoulder is something that maybe it's not good for the shoulder, because I don't understand why I'm feeling like this sensation on the delt that seems not natural. Maybe it has to do with the strain I sustained and it's connected to my trap. Again, it's not pain, otherwise I would stop. I wouldn't do this. So I'm gonna do the last couple of sets of this in the shoulders before beginning with the arms. This time I'm gonna do normal lateral raises. Okay. Okay, I'm starting with forearms. This exercise I tried the first time in a previous video, and I fell in love with it ever since. Ah. Boom. I'm noticing a difference in doing this, like with the elbow that is a little bit higher, and this with the elbow that is lower. And the lower elbow, like, seems that I can exert more strength and flex the forearms more. I'm doing a last set of this before starting biceps and triceps. I'm going to start with Arnold curls. Boom. Now I start triceps with my favorite triceps exercise. The only very tricky thing with this exercise is noticing when you're having pain in your elbow tendons. At least this happens to me once in a while. And in that case, I need to stop doing it. Otherwise, I'm gonna have pain that is gonna keep me from doing any kind of workout that involves pushing in the next days. So, okay, now this is gonna be much heavier than the previous one because the previous one was 10 kilograms on each side. This is 20. And I can go much heavier on this exercise, but that usually requires, I'm usually sitting down, and it usually requires two people that are passing me the barbell because I cannot alone bring it up with a weight that is higher than this. Maybe one day I will do that. Okay, I'm doing the last set of this. Same weight. Okay, now I'm gonna be alternating biceps with the hammer grip and triceps at the cables with the same rope. I gotta be careful because now a new strain came out, which is at the top of my delt. And it's a very annoying strain. Once in a while it happens because it involves many exercises. Also with this, like going up, I can feel some pain here, so I gotta be mindful. Now triceps. The shoulder didn't give me trouble with the triceps. I have lowered the weight a little bit now for the biceps. Let's see how this feels. Yeah. Last set here, the cables. I'm gonna finish off my arms with Scott curls. Oh. This is an exercise where I always feel that you don't need a lot of weight for it to be difficult and to feel a lot of strain. Last set of this. Oh. So I'm gonna do a quick pump check here. Oh. Okay. Next, I'm gonna do abs and then get changed. So next I'm gonna do ab crunches. I would really like to do ab wheel rollouts, but I don't trust my back and my shoulder today. The shoulder did give me problems with the hammer grip bicep curls after the first set. So yeah, now maybe I have some sensation, but no pain. But in any case, it's better to stay safe. Oh. Last set. Hey guys, unfortunately I deleted the clip where I was getting changed by mistake, but the pump check was already done, so that's not a big deal. I was saying there how I'm feeling grateful for today's workout because the strain to my trap did not give me significant problems, and maybe the gentle movement I did in the beginning even helped with that. And let me know about today's topic. How do you deal with stress when managing a company? And do you find that constantly worrying and feeling anxious, it's something that is helping or not? As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.